The best decoration methods are going to be direct-to-garment and direct-to-film. But how do they stack up against each other? Estevan here with All American Print Supply. And it's been a little while since we've had a versus video, so we thought why not have a light heavyweight showdown. In today's episode, we're going to be comparing the Epson F2100 and the DTF Station Prestige L2. Now we chose these models because of similar price point and similar performance tier. We tried to explain this versus concept before, but now we have real-life examples to reference. What are the pros and cons of these? How do they match up quality-wise? What are the printers capable of? Make sure you guys stick around and ring the bell. We got a showdown. All right, now let's start off with the Epson direct-to-garment. You gotta remember, we're talking about Epson here. This is a billion-dollar Japanese company, and the quality is reflected in the quality of their work and the equipment that they produce, as well as the products the end user can enjoy. When it comes to handling things such as complex designs and fine dot placement, I mean, these machines literally win awards. This is also reflected in the warranty, in the way that they're able to stand behind their equipment. It's a big selling point for us here at All American. If you think about the Epson company as a whole, whether you're new to printing or you've been established in this industry, you've heard of the Epson brand. They've been around since 1975, so have a good idea pretty much of what they know they're doing. And one of the things we love about the Epson line of direct-to-garment printers, well, these are going to be the lowest manual maintenance needed as far as anything the end user is responsible for when compared to other direct-to-garment printers. Now, let's talk about who we can compete with. The product these machines produce is going to have a very high-end feel, which will allow you to compete with any retailer or big box brand out there with the right artwork. As far as labor intensity, you think about the amount of colors this machine is able to lay down and the resolution that they're capable of, it's going to be much easier when, say, compared to screen printing. The machine's really doing all the heavy lifting for us. Now, something to keep in mind, especially considering the quality of the final product these printers produce, this will come at a higher price tag. Remember, we're talking about industrial level equipment here, which maybe this is not for everyone or priced out of certain businesses' budgets. However, thanks to things like business or equipment financing, this can open up doors for people who may have been priced out previously of an Epson direct-to-garment printer. Now let's talk about Pretreat. This is essentially the lifeblood of direct-to-garment printing and basically the only real learning curve in the process. Now additionally, this typically does require a separate machine, at least as far as efficiency is considered. The Pretreat workflow goes as such. It's applied in less than 10 seconds, and then it can be dried in about half a minute in your heat press. Additionally, you do have the option to air dry your Pretreat, but I would go the heat press route if you are in a production setting. This is going to be the best way to deliver consistency and quality t-shirt in, t-shirt out. Now for those interested in applying Pretreat by hand, this does have benefits, as we're going to be saving money not having to purchase a separate piece of equipment. However, because this will essentially be doubling your production time, at least in the pre-treating step, this is not what we'd recommend for efficiency. Consistency will be higher using something like an automated pre-treat machine to apply the perfect amount of pre-treat in the perfect print location. Direct-to-garment will always shine brightest with cotton or mostly cotton blends. Now, items like these will include products such as joggers, hoodies, canvas, denim, and more. However, there are going to be a slew of synthetic or treated materials that we simply cannot DTG. Now, for those options, the Epson F2100 does have direct-to-film compatibility, so you can load on a sheet of film like you would a t-shirt to cover all those tricky or sensitive materials. Now, in regards to direct-to-film printing speed, comparing the Epson F2100 versus the DTF Station Prestige L2, we're looking at about, I'd say, maybe 24 transfers in an hour with the Epson F2100 versus 50 square feet an hour with the Prestige L2. Speaking of DTF, let's take a look at that 16-inch roll printer. Now, what are some of the reasons everyone in our industry is in love with direct-to-film? Well, firstly, the whole pre-treating process we talk about, the whole learning curve with DTG, go ahead and throw it out the window. Not involved in this process. Now, let's talk about speed. You gotta remember, this is all a numbers game. When you factor in things like gang printing, combined with the 50 square feet an hour of roll-to-roll production that the L2 is capable of, well, we're talking about time and money saving right there. And let's not forget about material compatibility. I have literally not come across anything that DTF will not adhere to. That's going to be your synthetic materials, your sensitive fabrics, your treated materials, really anything you can get even contact with the heat press. If that's a flat t-shirt press or a rounded smaller cap press, you could probably DTF it. Now, it's not all sunshines and roses. Let's talk about some of the cons of direct-to-film. One, from a quality standpoint, at least as far as hand feel is concerned, a transfer will feel like a transfer, especially when compared to the water-based direct-to-garment printing literally right onto the material. And you gotta remember additionally, direct-to-film is a relatively newer industry, and there may be hiccups that come along the way with that. But you do wanna keep in mind, a lot of the trials and tribulations that direct-to-film may encounter have already been traversed with the direct-to-garment path. A lot of the issues or hiccups that encountered have already been resolved. Things like the white ink management, internal circulations, a lot of the bad stuff you don't wanna be dealing with. That's why DTF has been moving so fast in our industry. Lastly, I would say there is a difference when printing directly onto a film versus printing directly onto a garment, and we may see some of these differences when it comes to things like gradiency or glows. Judging on the following categories, let's see how these two print methods stack up. Let's start with output. The Prestige L2 pumping out 50 square feet an hour. For volume printing, these roll systems take the cake. Maintenance. Being as the Epson does not require regular maintenance, DTG is the winner here. Fabric options. DTF applies to literally everything. Gotta give it to DTF. And this might be a tie, since the DTG machine can produce direct-to-film as well. User friendliness. Now this ties a little into the maintenance and attention that the machines need, so I'm gonna give this one to the DTG. Print quality. From an eye test POV, this category is a tie, with good resolution artwork. Now washability, I would rate both of these print methods at approximately 60 plus with the right settings, so this one's a draw. Again, we chose these two machines in particular due to similar price points and performance tier. However, they're not the highest quality equipment pieces available from both these companies. What I'm trying to say is, this is not the heavyweight main event. Make sure you guys stay tuned for that bout coming up next. So essentially at the end of the day, both of these methods work. As far as DTG, if you're looking to print lots of different orders with lots of different designs, this is probably gonna be your best friend. Now for those maybe from the screen printing background or looking to produce screen print volume, DTF from a numbers perspective is probably gonna be a better fit there. Are you an existing print shop? Are you looking to bring outsourced production in-house? Are you looking to print for others? All these factors are coming into play, as well as your business model, your budget, and your workload. If you made it this far in the video, go ahead and drop some thumbs up for DTG and DTF. If you have any questions on these methods or machines, you can leave those in the comment section down below. If you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that heavyweight main event. My name is Estevan, we're All American Print Supply. We'll see you on the next one.